and obviously a lot of talk about that penalty that was given in the first half to Atleti. Let's hear from both managers in the post-match press conferences after the game.
Hubo un penal igual en el partido de hoy a la tarde de Bilbao-Girona, si no me equivoco. Y bueno, nada, y el árbitro tuvo la misma situación, lo llamó el VAR, fue todo parecido.
He visto un otro penalti pitado al Athletic Bilbao, esto del pisotón contra el Girona. Creo que gente del fútbol esto no lo entiende.
Okay, let's clear a few things up. Pisotón, explain it. Give us the translation of what that means and why it doesn't apply in this situation.
To step on somebody is pisar, right? Pisotón is when you're stamping on somebody. It's a bigger version of that, a heavier version of that. And so here's where I have an issue. It's not the job of the VAR official, Ricardo Burgos Bengoechea, to lead the witness. You are already tampering with the evidence and saying, hay un pisotón. Sí, el pisotón. You already, by doing that, you are already conditioning the decision-making process of César Sotogrado, the referee. You're already putting in his mind, hey, es un pisotón. It's not a pisotón, right? So, by definition, that's already wrong. When César Sotogrado, the referee, asks for more angles, it's because he has doubts. He has questions. And he's denied the other angles because apparently those views are not nearly as clear. If the referee has doubts, as he obviously does, and you can tell by the inflection in his voice, and I don't want to go overboard on this, but you can tell by, okay, I'll give a penalty, but I'm not going to give a yellow card for this. He knows that, man, I'm giving a penalty, but I'm not fully convinced. This is not how this system should work. No. Regardless of where you fall, whether you fall on Real Madrid side, on Atletico Madrid side, I think we can all agree that this is not how the system should work.
Now, aside from that, just before I go to Luis on it, the comparisons to what happened in the Athletic game don't quite match up either.
No, well, not in my estimation. The one in the Athletic, by the way, I've never seen managers from other teams, both Diego Simeone and Carlo Ancelotti, so interested in an Athletic Club Bilbao. Beyond that, what I would say the main difference between these two sequences is that yesterday, neither Lino nor Tchouaméni got to the ball. They were both challenging for the ball. They both missed it, and because of the momentum of Samuel Lino going forward and Tchouaméni going in the other direction, they have to meet somewhere. The ball is already gone. Neither one got a touch. Neither one was in contact with the ball or in control of the ball. They both meet somewhere. Let's meet, and apparently that now becomes a pisotón. Not for me. No gracias, no thank you.
Okay, if we put aside, Luis, everything that's going on in the background with Real Madrid and their complaint to the Spanish Football Federation about calls in a previous game, and we look at just this instance, this individual instance, and this piece of audio that we've just heard between the referee and the VAR, what did you make of it?
Okay, I cannot explain it as well as Ali has done it. I think it's the perfect explanation. When he goes, you can feel that the referee doesn't know. Okay, so what do you want me to do? That was the feeling. What do you want me to do? Okay, you see. Okay, let me see. No, we don't have it. Let me see that one. No, we don't have it. We have to look through two legs that they are coming, and then we see a little bit of Tchouaméni right there, just tapping again. This is, yes, a pisotón. There is tap on the other players, but we don't want to give penaltitos, like soft penalties. If there is a penalty, it has to be a penalty, a clear penalty, because it's a very big punishment for a team to receive a penalty, because you know that most of the time, 90% of the times, you're going to end up in a goal. So you don't want penaltitos. And this one, it was a very little penaltito.
Okay, let's move on to talk about what is next for Real Madrid, because they'll be taking on Manchester City. It's Champions League action up for them next. It's those last 16 playoffs. On Tuesday, that game's coming up, and they will be without the players that we already know they're out. And now we can add Lucas Vázquez to the list that includes Dani Carvajal, Eder Militao, Antonio Rudiger, and David Alaba already. So this is a possible starting 11 on Tuesday at Manchester City. How's this team going to shape off? Like, how are they going to fare against Pep Guardiola's side, Ale?
I can tell you that the injury to Lucas Vázquez actually resolves a decision for Carlo Ancelotti. He may have had the doubt as to whether he plays Valverde through the middle or does he play him out in right back. Well, now that you really have no right back, then Valverde has to play out there. And I do think that there is something to be said about Valverde and the physicality that he provides you on the right-hand side that may just allow you to run that right-hand side and to really, in some ways, defend better out of that position, but also, while you may not attack down the right nearly as well as you would with Lucas Vázquez, because Valverde kind of tends to talk on the inside, you're going to have this the whole time. And that's never going to stop. And you know you're going to get that from Valverde. And so then the focus shift towards the middle. You need to have great performances, not good performances, great performances from guys like Ceballos, Camavinga, Bellingham. They have to be outstanding. And if indeed those guys play at a high level, then you have to demand something better from Vini Jr. over 90 minutes, not just 45 minutes. He was nowhere to be found in the first half yesterday. There wasn't a whole lot going on from Kylian Mbappe either. If those guys are engaged, if those guys are at the highest level, then you cannot analyze this game just from the perspective of Real Madrid. Look at it from the perspective of Manchester City. We're thinking about how concerned Real Madrid are about Manchester City. Imagine how concerned Manchester City are about Real Madrid, given what Manchester City are right now. They don't know who they are. They don't know how they're going to get a result. They struggle to get results. And so we seem to believe that the injuries are a problem for Real Madrid. Just winning a game is a problem for Manchester City right now. It's going to make for a very entertaining matchup because I do think that both teams can hurt each other, but I still think Real Madrid should be favorites.
What are your expectations, Luis, looking at that possible 11?
Yeah, when we've been watching Manchester City for the rest of the season, and that vulnerability at the back, those transitions, struggling, you think about, oh wow, because you're going to play against Real Madrid and you're going to feel what it is really a quick transition with Mbappe and Vini Jr. They will love those spaces that Manchester City give away very easily because they like to have the dominance, they like to have the possession, but they start committing players going forward and they have so much trouble in transition in defense. But said that, let's don't forget, this is a Manchester City team. Last year, they were challenged for every single trophy. It's true that this season, they are not getting the result as expected, but they are always going to be dangerous. There's always the quality of the players right there, even so that they have those little problems. In the Real Madrid side, I will be looking forward to give the ball to Manchester City. Okay, I'm going to give you the ball and come to me because I know that I'm going to kill you when I got the ball in transition. So I think it's going to be a very open game. I think that both teams are going to be able to score goals. But again, in this competition, I always give the opportunity to Real Madrid to be favorites because they, in the end, they know how to deal with the expectation. They know how to live with the pressure. And even though that they have a lot of injuries, they still manage to get the results. So let's see who plays in the middle, Ceballos and Modric. But definitely, Real Madrid will be favorites.
Yeah, can't wait to see how that first leg goes. Luis, thanks so much for being with us. We'll be speaking to you again very soon here on ESPN FC. And look at this, Antoine Griezmann and Koke at the Super Bowl.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
Okay.
Lots of American sports, Antoine Griezmann.
Is this regen? Is this the how they recover from yesterday's matchup?
Yeah,
is that it?
I bet they're not talking about the penalty anymore.
No, I don't think so. You think they care if it was a pisotón or not?
I do not think they care at all. Both teams will be back in action